section 2.1. Average velocity. Is the same thing as what? The slope of a secant line. So when I find average velocity, all you're finding is slope. So for instance, if I said, like you had a velocity equation, and I'd probably write this down and maybe look at it Sunday night or Monday morning so you remember. Let's say I'd probably give you nice problems because you won't have a calculator. So maybe 20t minus 4t squared. And I want the average velocity between t equals 1 and t equals 3. Well, average velocity is just asking you to do slope. To find slope, you need 2 points. So what do we have to do? Plug in the t's. So if I put in a 1, I get 20 minus 4, so that's 16. If I put in a 3, 20 times 3 is 60. 3 squared is 9 times 4 is 36. 60 minus 36 would be 24. And then we just do the slope between those. So I get 4. I didn't give you units. Let's pretend this equation was in feet and my time was in seconds. So feet per second or meters per second or whatever the units were in the original problem. What's instantaneous velocity? Yeah. Need some
Pictures? Anybody still need pictures? No?
Instantaneous velocity is the slope of the tangent line. We found that by the tables. So we looked at what values our tables were approaching. Typically those were fairly ugly numbers. So on the quiz, I might assess that by giving you a table and saying, look at this table and tell me what the instantaneous velocity is. So I might have the time and the velocity already filled out. I'm just expecting you to then realize it's what number it's approaching and give me that number. Okay. The next thing we started talking about were the limits. We did limits based off graphs. So an excellent thing to look at to study for that might be the one handout I gave you, the limit worksheet with graphing. You guys remember that homework assignment? So your homework, I keep it in the box over there if you want to pick that one up. So you have that to look back at. That would be an excellent resource. So I'll probably give you a graph, something like that, and ask you questions. Limit as you approach from the left, from the right, those kinds of things. Then the majority of your quiz is going to be the section 3 stuff. So what you're doing for your book problems today and the review handout I'm giving you tomorrow. So really what you need to review for your quiz would be average and instantaneous velocity. Maybe practice going back and looking at a graph and finding some limits. And then I have a review handout for tomorrow. I would look back over that before the quiz Monday. And you should be pretty well prepared. Any questions for me? So you have the rest of the day to work and ask me questions.